Welcome everyone to the game between Ethan Vaz and Akshay Borgaonkar at the Chola Chess Grandmaster Norm, the first ever Grandmaster Norm tournament of Chola Chess, and it happening in India is amazing. Ethan is rated 2518 and he's already having 2 GM norms, so he needs one more, while Akshay is an IM with a rating of 2381. So big opportunity for these two youngsters. Ethan begins with the Reti system. Akshay goes for the more active knight c6, trying to build a center with e5. Ethan stops it. And in a way now you have the reversed Jobawa London with knight c6 and bishop f5. Okay, bishop goes to g2. You want to castle now. And the sharpest line now is knight b4. He goes e6 first and then knight b4, putting pressure here on the c2 point. White castles here. And he goes for it. Knight to b4. Now, few ways. You can go knight a3 and defend, knight e1 and also defend. But Ethan is like, I'm not defending. I'm going for the attack. He goes c4. Will Akshay go for knight c2? He does it. The rook on a1 is trapped. But guys, this is now real war CD. If you play ed, that would be a blunder because of knight h4. I take the bishop and your knight would get trapped eventually and white is winning. So knight a1 makes a lot of sense here, taking, and e4 played. Another interesting move you must take, otherwise again d takes e6, knight c3 and white is better. So bishop takes e4. It's like Ethan is forcing Akshay to be precise. D takes e6 and now you want to take back fe6 here. And he takes back. Pawn takes pawn. The material balance right now is that white is an entire rook down. That's how big the material imbalance is, because the knight on a1 is not trapped yet. Bishop takes f3 taken. Okay, you can take with the queen. There's no time for the knight to come out because b7 is hanging, and then if you go rook b8, a7 hangs, and somehow this is fine and better for white. So knight f6 is played by Akshay. And queen e2 played, attacking the e6 pawn and also the b7 pawn. You can see Akshay looking in another direction, closing his eyes. He's trying to recollect his preparation. Bishop e7 played, and I believe Ethan also would be looking to remember his prep. Goes bishop b7. This has been played once before in the game of Rauf Mamedov and Sankalp Gupta, and in that game it was white who had won here. So it's a very sharp line. It's such a tough line to even understand because there's so much of imbalance here. Rook b8 played to attack the bishop. The bishop comes up and gives a check. And you know, if you make a move like, let's say he goes king f7 now, and I mean a logical move for me is bishop f4 to win the knight here, and it's a very playable line. But what Ethan is doing is going for the most direct way to sort of checkmate the black king. And now queen d6 played, defending e6, attacking the bishop. The players in some way are still following this game between Rauf and Sankalp. I'll tell you till what point. ed, d5 played, ed takes here, and now knight takes d5, another beautiful move. So in that game queen takes c6 happened, when after queen e7, king at g8 and bishop h6, white was winning. So bishop f8, that's the only move, because if you play knight d5 here, queen h5 is winning for white. So bishop f8, this was the only move and found by Akshay. Knight f6, again, very important to take with the king, not with the pawn, because queen h5 is leading to a mate with the bishop coming in, and queen takes is bad because of bishop d5. So queen takes c6 taken, and now Ethan, look, you can see that although he's consumed a lot of time on the clock, it's all trying to remember stuff. Knight d7, the knight is coming to e5. At this point, black is still a rook up, and now even a piece up. So a rook and a piece up at this point. He goes queen c4 check. Now the rook covers this. So again, king f6 only move. If you go king g6, rook e6 finishes off the game. So king f6. And now actually black is the one who would be better if white is not careful, because black can go rook b4. Black's pieces are coming out, and you're already a rook and a piece down. So boom, another piece sacrificed. Bishop g5. I'm pretty sure that Akshay can play this confidently because he's well prepared. King takes g5. Okay, now if h4, king f6, black is better. So rook e5 check, only move. If king h6 or king g6, they both king f6 or king h6, they both lose to queen f4. So king goes to g6 check. Again, no king f6 because of queen f4. And it's actually a nice ladder mate here on the side of the board. It's very cool. But king f7, a good move by Akshay. Check here. King g6. And, well, the thing is, rook e6 check played. Now the only move once again is king f7. If king f5, queen e4 is leading to a mate, king g5, queen f4. And you can see Ethan gets up, he's moving around, he's trying to look at the other games. This is the setup of the first Chola Chess Grandmaster Norm tournament organized in Chennai by the Chola Chess team there, who do training sessions for youngsters for free, no cost. And now they've already started with this next initiative to help Indian chess. Rook e6 check, the king has to move. And you can see Akshay is a bit worried, king f7. And now the problem is, even if you try to win material here with rook b8, you're still a piece down. In fact, you are two pieces down, right? So that's the reason why it's not easy to win material. Even rook d6 to win the queen is not enough. White will have a rook, knight and a bishop for a queen. So that's the problem for Ethan. He's given up so much material that now no longer a discovered check worries black. He goes rook e5 check. And draw. He's calling the arbiter here, saying that maybe it's threefold repetition. Maybe it is. Maybe it is. I'm not sure. We have the arbiter coming in and saying that I'm going to play king f6, king g6 here. Not. And the arbiter takes the score sheet to check. But I think already Ethan is sold on this fact that it's a draw, because he knows that his opponent isn't going to blunder here. He's going to play king g6. And a draw is agreed here. The players agree to a draw. What a game this was, by the way, by these two youngsters. And I must say that this just goes to show the level of chess of these youngsters, the level of preparation, and also what modern chess is a little bit about. If you're well prepared, you can actually manage to play a game without having to really find a move on the board. You have to recollect the analysis. So good job there by Akshay Borgaonkar. holding it with the black pieces. I think for Ethan, maybe he might think that with white he could have played something a little bit more complex and won this game. Well, you'd make choices in chess, and sometimes they work, sometimes they don't. That's how it is. And both the players now, I think they would love to analyze the game with each other, and they are talking to each other there. And this video actually gives you a good idea of how Chola chess premises looks like. You can see Mikhail Tal poster in the background there behind Ethan. And as the players shake hands, and this is the training camp that are being held there.
No, actually it's not that good. No, but that's explanation. We have some. Yeah. Okay. On the spot. Yeah.
No, I think we can just have your thoughts. Maybe you can take up. Do you guys want to go together? Yes, I'm joined here by Ethan Vaz and Akshay Borgaonkar after the draw in the first round at the Chola Chess GM tournament. Akshay, maybe you can start off what happened in this game.
Yeah, so basically Ethan surprised me with the knight f3 g3, but luckily I checked this line. It was a very sharp line. This knight b4 knight c2, where white sacrifices a rook and he gets a lot of initiative for it. And this is probably like the most critical line in this entire variation. But fortunately I checked it, and it looks very flashy with the king coming out to g5. But it's actually just a draw, and yeah, I think we both had the entire game in our file. So yeah, I think it was flashy, but probably just prep. Yeah.
And Ethan, maybe you can talk about how does this start feel? I think towards the end you seemed a bit disappointed with the outcome of the game.
Yeah, okay, so I decided to surprise Akshay by playing knight f3. And I checked this, like the full game, we both basically checked. And I mean, I was trying to just find something, but okay, it just engine analyzed everything and just a draw.
So is there scope for black to go wrong? Where could black go wrong? If you can share like what were your thoughts?
Like,
Everywhere there is.
Yeah, okay, even till the end, like when I played rook e6, he had to go king f7. If he takes on e6, takes king h5, h4, it's probably winning for white. Yeah, but okay, he played very well, and we both analyzed the game. Basically, we just engine, and there's nothing to analyze as such.
I understand. And how does it feel to play this event here in Chennai? The first round it just started today. How do you feel about the playing conditions overall? This like both of you can answer.
I'm very happy that we're getting to play a GM round robin tournament in India. Otherwise, like we have to go abroad to just find some tournaments, and I'm very happy that I got the opportunity to play here, and I'm hoping that I can get it my final GM now and become GM.
And Akshay, maybe your thoughts you can share a bit.
Yeah, I'm also really happy to get this opportunity. I mean, the JM tournament in India is great, and it's also very rare to see such a strong event happening here. I'm really happy to get a chance, and I'm looking forward to having a good performance in this tournament, playing some good chess. That's it.
Wonderful. Thank you both of you, and best wishes to both of you for the next rounds.
Thank you.